The Southwest region, where the newly constructed Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Center to host ex-separatist fighters in the region has officially been presented to the National Coordinator Fayengo Francis. It was also an opportunity for the ex-combatants to express some of their worries to the National Coordinator. NOLINGA complete the story.
His latest visit to the Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Center, the DDR Boya, Fayengo Francis, National Coordinator for the centers, has been presented with lots of worries from the former secessionist fighters. Questions like, when will they be finally reintegrated into the society? Better still, on a more comprehensive deal, when will they finally go to the newly constructed center in Tico, are top on their minds. But just in line to their worries, 9 months from the date when the foundation stone was laid, the key to the newly constructed 1 billion worth DDR center for the ex-combatants in the Southwest region is officially handed to the National Coordinator Fayengo Francis during his visit.
This center is within the investment program that the head of state put in place for the DDR. That is within the investment program. What does that mean? First, the structure. Secondly, the equipment which is on the way. Thirdly, the training, formation, and then of course the settlement, the teaching settlement of the expertise. So this is how I situate this center.
The center, covering a 3-hectare of land surface area, is comprised of a refectory, 6 dormitories, a church, a hospital, a sporting complex, and several workshops.
The project is actually closed. You have 6 dormitory completely closed. You have the church, you have the EDGARD, the hospital, you have the official administrative office, okay, and you have the workshop which closed and the refectory. Now we are closing with the external work, and we try to make a better place for the guys who will come here.
While officiating the ceremony, Fayengo Francis adds his voice to that of Head of State President Paul Biya in broadening the way for many more separatist fighters still holding the guns, while elaborately spelling out the opportunities that await them.
We will be able to get into more attractive trades like plumbing, welding, glassworks, building construction, and the rest. That this center will go a long way to meet the expectations of the ex-fighters, who are the principal beneficiaries, and of course fulfill the vision of the head of state in creating the DDR center.
However, before leaving the warring DDR inhabitants, the National Coordinator also didn't fail to reassure them they will be expected to move down to their new and main center in Tico once it has been equipped.
The Finance Bill of Cameroon for the 2022 financial year has been adopted at the National Assembly. The bill was adopted on December 5 during a session chaired by House Speaker Honorable Kavaye Yege-Jibril in the presence of members of government. Get full details right ahead. The sum of 5,752.4 billion CFA franc has been adopted at the National Assembly as Finance Bill of the Republic of Cameroon for the 2022 financial year. After general debate chaired by House Speaker Kavaye Yege-Jibril in the presence of members of government and in accordance with the requirements of the July 2018 law, members of the National Assembly deliberated on the applicability of the 5,752.4 billion francs. Focus was on economic and cultural problems, especially in crisis-affected regions where projects are yet to be realized.
In the Northwest and Southwest, between 2018 and 2020, we have seen the execution rate move from 40% to 80%.
During the financial year, the bill also states that focus will be on continuing major projects and plans to support the production of consumer goods, accelerating decentralization, as well as pursuing a health response to COVID-19.
We try to cut some expenses. At the same time, we would like to increase some revenues. This is why there are not a lot of new measures. The increase of the revenues will come mainly on the best administration of the taxation and the custom departments.
With growth envisaged at 4.2% compared to 3.6% in 2021, representing an increase of 0.6%, the bill is expected to provide lasting solutions to the nation's economic, social and political challenges. The new mayor of Bamenju Council in the West region of Cameroon has been commissioned into office. He was installed by the Senior Divisional Officer for Upper Plateau during a council session last Friday, December 3. Adding some thousands more.
People of Bamenju Municipality in Haute Plateau Division of the West region are in need of some basic amenities like electricity, potable water, which has resulted in the high rate of water crisis. They lack relaxation facilities for recreation as well, and most importantly, the poor road network to link the 52 villages that make up the community. These, among other issues, are the problems faced by the people of Bamenju, who now welcomes a new mayor since May 10th, 2021. We need roads in Bamenju. That's all we want. We do not have water, no good roads, not even a good recreation site where one can go and relax like towards the evening and look for something to eat. The new municipal administrator, Mayor Xavier Takam, is aware of the task that awaits him. After being installed as mayor of Bamenju, he says he is ready to tackle all the problems hampering development and growth in his jurisdiction. The priority projects are electricity. I will work on installing solar panels in our municipality. Aside that, we have water problems. The Senior Divisional Officer for Haute Plateau, Yampen Osmanu, while installing the new mayor of Bamenju, reminded him of his responsibilities as a municipal leader. You should work on implementing all the laws of the municipality and carrying out your responsibilities. The newly elected Mayor Xavier Takam, who was elected on the 25th of July 2021 during a council session, takes over from his predecessor Rene Kamdum, who passed on May the 10th, 2021 following a COVID-19 infection. The new mayor paid homage to his predecessor.
Moi, j'ai trouvé d'un super maire, s'était installé à la mairie.
I saw him as a perfect mayor, installed here at the council, and he carried out a great part of developmental projects in the area alongside men of integrity, intelligent men, and great professionals. I will just continue in this same light.
Moi, je compte continuer dans cette lancée.
It is worth noting that the Bamenju Council has a population of about 50,000 people, with agriculture as their main occupation and major crop, Irish potato.
Our top defense and security officials have strategized on how to step up security in the West region of the country for a hitch-free end-of-year festivities and the upcoming AFCON competition. Catherine completes the story.
Security in the West region of Cameroon for some time now has been under threat, and as the year draws to the end, pregnant with several festivities, the need to beef up security measures is primordial. Recently, a team led by Cameroon's Army General Claude René Meka has visited security officials in Bafoussam and other towns in the West region. General Claude Meka, accompanied by other security heads in the region, including Divisional General Carl Vallée, commander of the 5th Military Region, and Divisional General Ekongwese Divine, commander of the 5th Gendarmerie Region. In a meeting, the military officials strategized on how tight security will be established at various places across the region. As the festive period is fast approaching and preparations towards the upcoming AFCON games are gaining steam, special security dispositions have been put in place to ensure total serenity. The West region, which comes in between the two English-speaking regions highly affected by the ongoing armed conflict, is also vulnerable to such attacks. The Army General therefore calls on inhabitants of this region to be vigilant and collaborative to ensure everyone in the region enjoys the end of year feast and AFCON in total calmness.
As a fight against the consumption of fake drugs gains steam nationwide, custom officials in the West region seized packets of drugs illegally imported into their country. The drugs were destroyed by authorities, as Nora Kakebe tells us.
Over 2,360 packs of drugs constituting antibiotics and anti-malaria drugs, amongst others, were seized by customs on November 19, 2021 and were destroyed at the Hizakam garbage site at Bafoussam in the West region of Cameroon. The seizure was diligently done, and the Inspector General of the Ministry of Health for the West region, Audrey Epente Tazer, cautioned the population not to consume this type of drugs because they are dangerous to the health.
Today is a great occasion to call all our population of the West region to help custom administration in their fight against illegal drugs. We have invited the population to go and buy their drug in the various drugstores which are in our region, not at the shop near the house.
On his part, the Chief of Customs in the West region, Sadu Umaru, equally calls on the entire population to help authorities to fight the illegal use of drugs in the region.
Illegal drugs. And the governor has set up a regional committee in charge of fight against it and just distribute it. And the customs sector as a dealer with this important particular we are here to destroy it.
For the third seizure, the expired drugs were not incinerated as the previous ones based on the exigencies of the delegates of the Environment, Protection and Nature. According to Etienne Gagan, the regional delegate, no drug or sewage has to be disposed by burning. It is prohibited by the law.
The destruction of waste and of chemical product by the fire is forbidden. It's forbidden by our law, because when you destroy the waste by the fire, it leaves in the atmosphere the chemical component, which is very, very bad for the health.
Cameroonians are called upon to avoid illegal drug consumption and get their drugs from the right quarters.
Now, at least one person is reported and 20 others still feared missing after a cargo ship named Flavor capsized in Lake Malabo over the weekend. The ship had on board goods and passengers from different countries, with 9 crew members set to be heading to Cameroon. According to officials, 20 people have been rescued, amongst whom 2 are Cameroonians. Cameroon's ambassador to Equatorial Guinea, Desiree Jean-Claude Awong, in a communique, revealed that survivors are receiving treatment at the General Hospital in Malabo. Now, over 40 workers at the construction company Askini and Kora today staged a protest at the company premises situated in the Saint Michel neighborhood in Douala, Cameroon. Among the demands of the workers is the payment of 4 months' wages owed them by the Italian construction company. Expressing their grievances, the workers blocked the main entrance of the company and promised worse if their demands are not made. The strike action comes after a breakdown of understanding between the company workers and top management. In the Southwest region, statistics have revealed an increase in gender-based violence in the Northwest and Southwest regions of Cameroon, with the most vulnerable groups being women and persons living with disability. The revelation was made by the United Nations Population Fund for the Southwest and Northwest region on the occasion of the 16 days activism campaign against gender-based violence celebrated in Boya. Clarice Ekowe with details.
Gender-based violence in the world continues to be on an increase. In the crisis-affected northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, the rate of gender-based violence amongst females and persons with disabilities has increased. Victims of gender-based violence are often exposed to life-threatening conditions such as depression, STIs, unplanned pregnancies, among other health issues.
The situation in the northwest and southwest is getting worse. From January, we had fewer cases at around 300. But by the month of October, the number of cases of gender-based violence that we received rose to over 1,900.
In a bid to create awareness on the consequences of gender-based violence, these are members from the United Nations Population Fund, also known as UNFPA, together with some partners who have converged on the Rehabilitation Institute for the Blind in Boya this Friday, December 3, as part of activity to mark the 16 days activism against gender-based violence. During exchanges with these students and their teachers, the United Nations Population Fund exposed the different services that can be accessed by victims of gender-based violence.
There are services that can be provided to prevent unwanted pregnancy, to prevent HIV infection. We also have mental health and psychosocial support. Across the region, we have safe spaces.
Well aware of the dangers of gender-based violence, the director of this rehabilitation center in Boya appreciated the delegation for reinforcing the call for a stop in gender-based violence against persons with disabilities.
In this institution, we are aware of the existence of this phenomenon in our society on a very increasing basis. And we want to thank them for thinking of the institution in general and the visually impaired.
It should be noted that this visit at the Boya Rehabilitation Institute for the Blind precede other activities carried out by the United Nations Population Fund as part of the 16 days activism against gender-based violence.
At the annual Cultural Festival of the Mboya people in Gakotunja Division of the Northwest region of Cameroon, known as Shatan, has been launched. Activities marking the 48th edition was launched over the weekend by the FON of Mboya, His Royal Majesty Kelvin Yakunlasha Kingsley completes the story.
The 84th edition of the traditional and cultural festival of the Mboya people, known as Shatan, was launched last Saturday, December 4, 2021, by the paramount ruler of the Mboya people in Gakotunja division of the Northwest region of Cameroon, His Royal Majesty FON Kelvin Shatan II.
In Bambalang Palace today, to commence the long week activities of Shatan 2021 edition. And principally today, we had the Shatan that went up to the market early in the morning, and later this afternoon we have witnessed the Shatan. In fact, the emissaries of the High Secret Society, which went up to the market, and these emissaries had bore a message of peace to the population of Mboya.
The week-long activities are going to be characterized by messages of peace and reconciliation.
So these values are the values that are going to be promoted through these week-long activities, where the High Secret Society is calling on the population to start peace talks and reconcile with each other. They should be able to reconcile with brothers and sisters so that they look at each other like brothers and sisters. That is the key message during this festival.
The traditional ruler, who doubles as the Vice President of the Northwest Regional House of Assembly and President of the Northwest House of Chiefs, says during this period and on specific days, shrines will be visited. Rites and incantations, some of which are not open to the public eye, shall be performed.
From the 9th to the 12th, we are going to witness the public ceremonies. That is specifically on the 9th. We're going to witness Kungwon proceed to the secret forests of the Fondom That is where it's believed Bambalang people originated from. They will go there, that's on the 9th. Then on the 10th, we'll have a public manifestation where we'll witness the manifestation of masquerades and secret houses within the palace. And on the 11th, we're going to witness all social dance groups within the fandom manifest.
Also to feature during the week-long activities are display of royal masquerades and secret societies of the Supreme Regulatory Authority on Friday, December 10, 2021 at the Palace Plaza. The closing ceremony takes place on Sunday, December 12, 2021.
And students of the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIBMAT Boye, have been encouraged to get involved in club activities in a bid to boost their skills. The call was made by Dango Jonathan's representative of the Director of Academic Affairs during a twin ceremony that held at Campus B of HIBMAT Boye. Clarice Okoye once more.
Is 13 years old Brandy demonstrating his technological knowledge through this manually fabricated vehicle. This was during a dual ceremony marking the launching of club activities for the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIBMAT Boye, and the 2021 edition of the Cameroon Skills Festival. Away from him, John Stephen, a Form 4 student from Lycée Moliko Boye, also illustrated how this ATM juice machine operates.
Let's say I'm going to my and buy the juice or 250 or 2 So I said, okay, we have an ATM card. As block ATM card, we have a full glass of juice.
Attended by representatives from UNESCO, NGOs, vocational schools, entrepreneurs, lecturers and students. They each took turn to throw light on the importance of skills development, branding, and having passion for whatever one does in life. Going by the representative of the Director of Academic Affairs, Dango Jonatus, who also doubled as the Deputy Registrar of Student Affairs for HIBMAT Boye, club activities is important in that it helps students to socialize while developing their skills.
Learn how to make cake, hairdressing, makeuping, tailoring, and I'm so glad from this day I think I can do something for my own now.
Hence, the institution encourages its students to get involved in such activities.
At times when students study accounting, management and so on, they end up doing things in life that are not related to what they study. And these club activities is one of the things that boosts the skills of the student, and the president and CEO of HIBMAT is a promoter of these skills. HIBMAT has had so many students who are doing well out there thanks to club activities.
Among the activities that crown this twin ceremony, the traditional fashion parade, comedy, the exhibition of skills by youth ranging from technology, fashion designing, hairdressing, makeup, to cite but these few.
Clarice Okoye's report ends the 6:30 p.m. edition of News on My Media Prime Television. Coming up at 7 p.m. is Prime Hour with Kum Leonard and his team. My name is FON QUINTER. Good night.
La